We're sitting here at the Cadets Player Development Academy with Jake Lanzer and Lucas Prokosh. Jake, tell us about your experience here at the Academy.
How you guys doing? Jake Lanzer. I first arrived to the Academy about 7th or 8th grade, about 13, 14 years old. I actually found Coach Lugo through the Top Velocity program. So I showed up here for a lesson with him, and from there, we had a great lesson, and we talked about further programming down the road that would help me elevate my game to the college level. And he really liked what he saw, and I was willing to put the work in, and kind of building off what Lucas said. From there, it was just really a grind day in and day out. Weightlifting, conditioning, the Top V program itself, and just honing in on pitching mechanics, pitch arsenal, all that good stuff. So. Coach Lugo was really, really helpful in terms of being there for us every single day. He was with us, working with us. He was making phone calls for us when it came to college coaches. He was always right there, like a father figure almost, to help us out. And eventually, that led me being recruited by St. John's University, and I was able to commit there.
I'm glad you mentioned St. John's, and both of you have a similar story, going to one school and then going on to another. What was that like, being able to work with Coach Lugo when you decided that you were going to leave St. John's and then eventually sign with Stonehill?
Right. When me and Angel first discussed St. John's back in high school, it was the right move then, and at that point in time, that was the player that I was lined up to be, and that was the aspirations, and Angel really helped me fulfill that goal of playing Division I baseball, and fortunately, I did do my freshman year at St. John's. Now sitting here as a 19-year-old man compared to a 15-year-old kid, it kind of sets it into reality a little bit of what you're looking for as a player. And St. John's, by all means, was a great program and a great move for me, coming out of high school. But now that I reevaluated with Coach Lugo, we really felt that it would be better if I put myself into the transfer portal and take, myself as a player and what I've developed up until this point to a different school, where I could fit in more into that roster, into a better starting role, and really get that experience of getting out there and getting after, as opposed to taking a little bit more time to get there maybe at St. John's. We felt that it was the best move for me. Stonehill was a great opportunity, a great school, great coaching staff, and Coach Lugo really helped me get in line with that after coming back from St. John's and working with me for those 2 months to get me to go to Stonehill.
You mentioned committing at 15 years old,
yeah,
and going through that process, obviously waiting a couple of more years before you actually step foot on St. John's campus.
Yep.
Would you recommend that to 15-year-olds today?
To be honest with you, I wouldn't. But I feel like there's two parts of the story here. I would say that you have to keep in mind when you're at a younger age like that, and if you are being recruited by a Division I school, typically they recruit a little bit earlier in the process. You have to keep in mind about what your priorities are going down the road. And again, when it came to St. John's, it really came down to what was my decision. Coach Lugo was there to, help me out, and so were my parents along the way, but it really came down to, Jake, what do you want to do? So obviously, like I said before, sitting here again as a 19-year-old man, there's different priorities, there's different reasons. So I would say to all the young kids out there that are getting recruited to no matter what level it is, D1, D2, D3, you got to make sure that down the road, this is what you want and this is what you feel is going to be the best possible scenario for you going forward.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Lucas, you were at FDU, and now you'll be attending Mercy College, and your situation is a little bit different. Can you share with us?
I committed my junior year. I believe in the beginning of my junior year, I was 16 years old. So a little bit later than Jake, but no, Angel was there every step of the way. I was working with him day in and day out, 3 hours a day. It was not easy by any means, but he was there for me. He was real from the get. He never gassed us up ever. If anything, he would almost break us down in a way like, no, you're nothing, basically. And I really appreciate that. And I believe that's where it got me to where I was at. But about Fairleigh Dickinson, great program, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't the right fit. I believe everything happens for a reason, and I think without Angel, I wouldn't even have been there. I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So Yeah,